Hey, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Do you get me? Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Do you get me? Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. I better watch this for this thing end up coming forward. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Trying to set stuff up, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get my coffee. Let me get my coffee. Oh my God, you know what? I don't know where my head been at. My aunt's birthday was the 9th of this month. And normally the holidays, Thanksgiving, is normally a rough month for me. My mother's birthday is the 25th of November. And I'm going to tell y'all, I guess because of the things I've been trying to do, put together with people, so that we can, make Baltimore City a more prosperous place, safer place. Normally during this time, I get real depressed. I get really depressed during the holiday season. And it dawned on me the other day that my aunt's birthday was the 9th. My mother's birthday is Thanksgiving. That's the day we always celebrate it on, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Because I know it's November, but I didn't realize I missed her birthday. Normally we say happy birthday, stuff like that, right? And I missed it. And then it hit me Thanksgiving coming. I'm like, wow. But it's now, I'm saying it because it's not a bad thing. Because just having something to do really been occupying, that pain where I haven't really been feeling it. And I thank God because normally, like this round near the holidays, I get real, not depressed where I want to, ball up and stuff like that. But I normally get depressed during this time. And knowing that I can't go but so far. But anyway, today is Friday. And this is the Couch Conversation Show with Steve Copeland and family. And I thank for the love and the support that I get from TikTok. I thank y'all for the love and the support that I get from my Facebook family and friends. It's only about 5 of y'all. Out of all 5,000, it's only 5 of y'all that tends to support me. I don't know what y'all problem is. Is that y'all problem because y'all don't like the way I present my face sometimes? Because y'all don't realize, do y'all? Today, actually, the Couch Conversation Show is about keeping it real. I'm gonna just make that plain and simple. It's about keeping it real. At one point, I wasn't trying to hear like people ideas, people opinions, what they think, stuff like that. But to be honest with y'all, that is really, really helpful and very important. You know, now that I'm getting a little older, um, y'all look, cause y'all know how we get stuck in our ways, right? I get stuck. Let me say me can get stuck in my ways because the way I do stuff, I compare my life now to how it used to be, right? So I try to do everything the opposite, which is good, which is great. I was going to say excellent, which is good, which is great. But the thing is, too, sometimes we get set in our ways as we begin to get older, not realizing or thinking that other people have great ideas too. And that's what I'm really starting to see more of now. Like I'm set like this. But the thing is, I have to leave myself open to learn, to be taught still. Because I'm realizing at 62 years old, I don't know everything. And some of y'all, like y'all can see me better than I can see myself from the outside. You know what I mean? So whatever God lay on my heart and lay on my spirit to put out, somebody else might, have been there where I'm at and move to that next level or journey in their life that can actually guide me to the next step. And I will never know until I open up my mouth to say stuff. And then y'all come in to help. And that's what I begin to understand. That's how God worked. Like on my way down, I prayed to God, prayed to, be open-minded. I prayed that he will use me. Um, um, I had to move away, family, from I'm a fixer and I want to fix everybody. And in my mind and in my heart, I think that I can, save the world. I got to put it out there. But I started realizing I'm not the savior. Neither is Trump. Let me make that clear to a lot of y'all. Trump is a human being just like us. Hers, I give it say Kamala, but I know I'm a jack up her name. Hers, Biden, any of our leaders like that, just understand they are human just like us. But we put too much on them when it's not for them to try to do everything by themselves. It don't work like that. It don't. And we have to stop. We have to stop doing that. I'm here. I'm an individual. And when I say I'm or I, the only reason why I say I, to be honest, because I had to learn to humble myself to allow God to use me. So it's not to actually focus on me, right? Because it's not about me. But I begin to understand throughout life that I had to learn to humble myself and allow God to use me. So when you hear me say I, don't take it as a personal thing when I say I, because it's I him. See, it's I him, not I me. So I learned that through the process too, that he calls us for a certain purpose in life, right? He calls us. And hey Lazarus, I sent that information to see if you can come up. The For you to come up onto my restream. So I sent that information. I didn't send it exactly. I meant to send it to you personally so that you can come up on my restream. But if you could see it on my page, try to come up so I could see if it'll invite you. Or because I don't know how to just invite people just yet. But I think I put my what is the link? I put the link up so that you can come up, because I know where your heart and your mind is at when it come to us talking about doing things for the people and doing things for the city, stuff like that. So I know where your heart is at and your mind. And see, that's something I've been praying on too, y'all. I've been praying that God would put more like-minded people in my life, you know. And it's not to knock a lot of y'all who, when y'all hear me say things like robbing Peter to pay Paul, when y'all hear me say things like robbing Peter to pay Paul, I'm talking about robbing and stealing from our poor people to fatten up your pockets. All right. Now, if that's where you at, that's where you at. I don't care to do that. But you know, I have somebody, well, this one person who will come on my stuff in other names, right? And they will try to make it seem like I'm this type of person that's robbing and stealing from people. No, that's not how I roll. My conscience will eat me up, right? I can't speak for nobody else, but I can only say, as a man of God, and I'm telling you, that's right, that's right. I know, hey, Lazarus, I thought it was getting ready to send me something to say you know, you asking to come up, but I got 4 slots open. Well, actually 3, where it can bring you up. I can put 10 people on. Most likely it's 9 with myself, right? But I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better, y'all, because I really want the couch conversation to grow. You know, not just that. I want us to be able to talk about like issues that a lot of us probably went through, not probably, but went through when we was younger. So I'm on my restream too, y'all. So over here on my regular broadcast, right, I can say a lot of stuff that I can't say on TikTok. So while I'm talking with you right here, Lazarus, I'm talking with the people on TikTok as well. And I was trying to merge the two together where I can just come on one station, right? My platform, and it'll spread all out. So I want us to talk about life on life terms and issues, the stuff that some of us was running from, and we did a lot of other stuff outside to feel whole and complete. Well, let me say this, and I wasn't going to do it because I did look up the information, because the topic for today is basically keeping it real. But the topic of today was going to be religion versus spirituality. Religion versus spirituality. But if my thing is, you can start a topic, and this is only for 45 minutes. You can start a topic, but then as you go along, the conversation might go in another direction. Because you never know who might need to talk about something, you get me? That might be a little bit more personal. But my thing is, I want people on the couch conversation. That's why it's called the couch conversation. I want people to be able to feel free to be able to talk about where they at, what's going on with them. The reason why I'm saying that, because when you talking with Steve Copeland, my goal is looking for the solution to help you deal with whatever issues that might be going on. Wait a minute, you said free dads. I'm trying to see, do I remember that? But that's where I'm at, y'all. Keep in mind, I have over 31 years clean. I was gonna say of recovery. Of recovery. I have sponsored a lot of men and women throughout the years. If you know anything about a spiritual program, 12 step, I've sponsored a lot of men and women. I help them go inside of themselves to deal with whatever issues that they tend to run away from. Even people that's dealing with a lot of my clients, y'all, they are homeless and less fortunate individuals. I don't want to say the negative word like bum and all that type of stuff. I don't want to say that. But most of them just fell on hard time. Now, this is what I was talking about with people who's, I'm going to say, completely out of their mind and they roaming around in the streets. Those are the type of people that will never be able to function normal in society without the help of some assistance. So a friend of mine's, we've been sitting down talking about coming together, opening up assistant living programs for them where they will have the 24-hour round the clock service. The goal is getting as many people off the streets as we can. So I don't want to put out too much, but I'm just sharing some stuff. You get me? Because I'm not the only one that's doing this or working at doing this. There are other people out there with businesses where they're actually helping people with assisted living programs. And this is what me and a friend of mine's been talking about. Now, wait a minute, y'all. I talked with a young lady last night. And I'm gonna try to keep it. I told y'all what the topic was basically about. It's keeping it real. Keeping it real. Got you. Oh, you know I'm gonna bring you out, man. I'm gonna call you more as time go on. It's keeping it real. Whatever I say out my mouth is basically keeping it real. Even if I say let's talk about religion or spirituality, or if I say let's talk about harm reduction in the community of color, if I say let's talk about safety in the war zone, if I say these type of things that might touch something, you know, in somebody and you want to strike up a conversation, no problem. It's welcome. I'm telling y'all, it's welcome. Because I'm, like I said, I'm starting to realize too, I can't do this by myself. And not just me, it's other people on here in other cities that's going through a lot of the stuff that Baltimore City is going through too. I already know all that, right? This is what I said I was going to look up, and I'm going to try to get back over here, right? This is what I said I was going to look up. What are the major, and I was getting ready to say 4 races that the elite club tend to come up against? Y'all know I'm talking about the elite club, right? That they tend to, you know, put their foot on their necks. So we know BLK is one. We know normally your Hispanics is another one. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it said Chinese as well. But I'm a look it up, because as a community activist, I know it's certain you know cultures that they tend to put their foot on their necks more. And when I say stuff like that, I'm talking about our low to moderate income people that needs help the most. That's what I'm talking about. If you live in a conservative life, a middle class lifestyle, right? If you look it up, and I'm gonna just say for Baltimore City, to live a middle class life is considered as making over, I think it said it's well over 40,000. Let me put it like that, up to 200,000. And that's just for Maryland or Baltimore alone. Now, I can't speak for other cities, right? I can only speak for Baltimore. Now, from my experience, I try to live within my budget. You know, I try not to live outside of that. So if you live in a certain life, if you making around about 80, 100, $200,000, 150,000, somewhere along that line, and you struggling, that's your personal problem. That's your personal problem, because if you struggling financially because you're living above your financial means, you stay within your budget. Those are the things that we're going to teach, like our clients coming into the program and everything. Now, I'm going to just touch on this part a little bit of what I said earlier. Whenever I come on, it's about keeping it real, but also keep in mind, just for today, we can always switch it out. It doesn't matter to me, right? Religion versus spirituality. Now, early on, Lazarus, when I first got clean, I was at Brown's Memorial for like about 5 years. Baptist church. I ended up winging away after the 5th year. 3 years I was without a church. And I was telling a co-worker of mine, and he said, come to my church. He said, my pastor don't preach, he teach. Now understand, I didn't understand the difference in that. So when I went to CRL ministry over 23 years ago, my pastor was in there talking, and the way he was talking, I felt like I was at an NA meeting, because he was making it so plain and simple, scripture-wise. And it blew me away. And the Spirit hit me, just like it did 31 years ago when I yelled out for help and I went into the NA 12-step program. The Holy Spirit hit me and said, you are home. When I went into the Church of the Redeemed, the Holy Spirit hit me and said, you are home. A day at a time. I've been at the church for 31 years. Now, mind you, we are a non-denomination, so we don't follow no religious beliefs or doctrine, right? He'll read from the Bible and everything, but what he'll do, he'll tell you how God worked with them during that time, and he'll share with you which was the old way, the old covenant. And if you look at your life, right, you have an old testimony yourself. You have an old testimony. I was trying to see what you just wrote. I understand what. See, Lazarus, I can't throw all of that at Trump, as far as it's us who have to do the necessary work. That's why I said earlier, you can't put all that weight on one person. And from what I'm looking at, it's the people. It's the people, you know. Now I can see him as a businessman, because you got to keep in mind, he's not a politician. He told everybody that. He said, I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman that happened to run. And when I say that, you know, sometimes I shiver, because he filed what? Bankruptcy about 6 or 7 times. That's because he played with other people's money. And that was his way of not paying them back. If you really know anything about business, that's why people file bankruptcy. So, when it comes to us, I got to go back to us, right? And keep in mind, too, it's Congress that makes the rules and regulations. It's Congress. The President of the United States do not have that power. They don't have it. I had to do my research on all that. They don't have it. It's not a lot They can talk this talk. They talk a good talk. But it's not a lot they can do without the support of Congress and the Senate. And keep in mind, if the Senate is not happy with the way the president do things, the Senate can actually fire the president. Now, the only reason why I did the research, I had to read up on that, Lazarus, because Christopher Anderson, you got so many people, that do this when it comes to Trump. And I'm like, all right, we understand what he's trying to do. We understand what's going on. But when you understand the process of the three branches of government, the only way the president of the United States can do anything, and this is what I was trying to see, right? As far as, and I was reading with my friend Lazarus put over here, y'all. I was researching on how much power do the president really have. And be honest, if you do your research, you'll find out not shit. Not shit. They can't do much without Congress. They can't do much. He could either veto that bill or he could sign that bill. But now, mind you, y'all see the way I'm talking on here? Whenever they speak, y'all might not pay attention. Whenever they speak, they're speaking to Congress. They're speaking to the lawmakers. They're speaking to the lawmakers and telling them, if you do this, if you do that, when I get in the office, I have no problem signing that. Did y'all know that? They speak, because basically they speaking to them. They speaking to us now. Don't get it wrong. We hear it, but we give them more authority and then wonder why things don't really happen the way we think they should. Congress can, look, if the president of the United States veto a bill, Congress can pass it anyway. You better understand your three branches. That's why he lined up some judges in the Supreme Court that will better fit his ideas. But they do not. I hear a lot of people say, go on his page, read his policies. Believe me, if y'all reading policies on Trump's page, Trump ain't create them policies. Know why? Because when Kim Klacik ran, all of them have a team of people that writes their stuff. And then what we do, like me, I'm in the city. I'm in the inner city. So I can tell you what the people in the city is looking for. So when you talk to them, you'll start telling them, well, I'm going to do this for you if I get in. I'm going to do that for you when I get in. That's just one individual. That's just one. So that means they got to collaborate together. Everybody is not going to agree on the same things. So we would sit there and we would write Kim's speeches. That's why I be like, see, people talk. But when you like on the ground level and you in it and you can actually see it for what it is, and Lazarus, what you just said, we need to take a stand and I'm gonna share this too. And I want everybody to keep in mind, we talking about politics. We talking about people that write policies, laws, for us, basically for the American people to live by accordingly. And if you break them, you know you go to prison. That's just like the commandments. Either way, you break them, you get punished, right? So we're talking about lawmakers, not actual people that do footwork in the community as far as the work itself, the work, right? They create laws, policies, bills, but they're not solutions. They don't create solutions. I hope I didn't miss nobody, because I was asked to run on several occasions. But I was told if I run and I win, I can't do strengthening the community no more. I'm like, huh? Because I was trying to get money to come my way so we can build up in the community. But you can't use that money on a personal note. And I'm talking about the well, whatever people donating to your campaign and stuff like that. You can't use it. So when the guy told me that, and to be honest with y'all, I said, why in the hell should I run? Why should I run if I can't collect money? Because that's the whole goal, to build back up in the communities for the people that need them the most. Our government, our state. That's why I didn't run. Because my thing is, I wasn't trying to sell our people out. So I said, well, hell no, I ain't running. Well, see, what I do, and I learned, Lazarus, I'm trying to be more like cool now, because when I do stuff like this, it's to encourage and motivate the people to come together. See, we sitting up here, we putting them into position. They're going to create laws. That's what they do. If you notice, and I said I wasn't going to throw out names, but it's certain politicians that's actually in the community that's doing the necessary things to help build back up in the community. And you got a lot of them, they're just there for the popularity. And once I begin to see a lot of that, I'm like, bump y'all. Bump y'all. When I started going to these town hall meetings, Annapolis, DC, speaking out, and I realized that's all they do. That's all they do. How many of them is actually in the community talking to the people that need them the most, encouraging them, motivating them, making changes, doing the necessary work? We know what the problem is. We already know what the problem is. So when Steve Copeland comes like, look, we can do this, we can do that to slow this down. We can do this, we can do that to stop that right there. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Because I realize that's not what a lot of them want. You cutting into their money. Why you think I'm home on home monitor? To shut me down. Because I can't travel like I used to. So I have to do business now basically at home. So a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you point blank, I already know, you're afraid Talk that bull jump. You are afraid, because I get afraid sometimes too. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because you're going up against powers that don't want to see certain cultures succeed. So a lot of times when I open up my mouth, I'm kind of warning people. I'm throwing things out. So I listen to a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all. Y'all can talk all about the worldly stuff. You can talk all about the stuff up there. That's you know, more on the conservative, like Trump life. What's her name? Harris life, Biden life. What they doing? They are millionaires, billionaires, stuff like that, right? They ain't got the concerns we got or we have. But y'all are so busy looking there that you miss what needs to be done here. Did y'all miss what I just said? Y'all are so busy looking at their life. We talking about millionaires, billionaires, business people. Look at Elon Musk. He's not a politician. But Donald Trump going to give him a position. It's business. And they going to profit off the people. So tell me what policies he wrote. None. None. Understand your three branches of government. Because so many people just rather run off at their mouth. They run, they talk that bull crap. That's why on TikTok, not being smart, I don't jump on everybody's conversation. Because people talking hypothetically a lot, where they don't really understand. The president's job is actually to represent the United States. Whatever, I'm going to say, situations or whatever that's going on here, and if they want to voice it with the other, you know, countries that we deal with, like China, Ukraine and all of that, that's their job. That's just like me as a boss. I represent the company. They represent us. So whatever concerns or worries we have, their goal is to go and speak out for the people. The American people. Now, I ain't gonna say I couldn't be, but because of what I've been seeing with our lawmakers, my biggest fear, if I was to have ran and won, might have broke out into a fight, because my goal is the people. So people like myself, you don't do that. You can't, you don't do that, because it's all about policies. It's just like when you read the 10 Commandments, when you read the 5 books of Moses, the laws, because that's where they created the laws from. You could use it to benefit and you know, and profit, or you, it's like the word is a two-edged sword. That's all I'm trying to get to. You could use it to help people grow and prosper, or you can use it to make people's lives miserable. Make America great again. That's what my friend just put over there. So my thing is, in order for us to make America great again, Lazarus, we got to work together. We got to unite. I don't know why y'all think it's going to just happen. Well, the topic is keeping it real, right? But I was going to talk about, like, just touch on it a little bit, like religion and spirituality. But it's like, my thing is, whatever y'all want to talk about, right? But the topic for today was basically, like I said on Fridays, is to do religion versus spirituality. But then as I was coming downstairs, Justice, I realized, you know, you can start it, but sometimes, you know, other people might just want to share other things in there. So I'd rather just keep it on the topic of keeping it honest, right? No, I'm sorry, keeping it real. I said keeping it honest, keeping it real. And that's basically what I'm about. You said make America YT again. Oh, I just caught it. I'm going to share this with you because I like what you just put, right? I found out this guy sent me this documentary, Justice. Martha 21, Black Genocide. If you know anything about Margaret Sanger, and I know y'all know about Hitler, I never knew Hitler took out just as many BLKs as he did the Jewish people until I started reading that documentary. I was like, what? So, and the reason why I said that, Justice, because you have a lot. Look at what's going on today. You have a lot of BLKs that got their feet on the necks of the poor people as well. That documentary was talking about that. The documentary even talked about how the NAACP, you know, had turned more against the people. I'm telling you, when that guy sent me a YT, he said, this is what's happening. This was during the Freddie Gray ride. He said, this is what's happening to your people. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. I got mad. I'm going to get ready to end this, y'all, because my 45 minutes for my restream, I only had 1 more minute left. But I'm on TikTok, y'all. I'm on TikTok as well. So I only want to do the 45 minutes on this. And then I might start it back again. So if y'all want to come back on my restream platform, that's fine. But it wasn't no major topic. It was just to have something to talk about, you know, and religion and spirituality. Now, spirituality is basically, because that's where I started going. Spirituality more deals with your mental state, your health, you know, your pride, your ego, your personality, your character as a human being. And when you're dealing with religion have a tendency, they teach you certain ways that you should live your life and live a certain way and be a certain way in order to get into heaven. Now, if you do more research, and my 45 minutes is about right here, but if you do more research on it, you know, a lot of stuff that we are taught is not actually what God is saying itself. And that's what I had to understand. And oh my God, don't tell me this. Is that you, Devin? Because if that's you, you know I'm gonna block you, right? Because you coming on as justice. I look, uh, you should start your own show, bro. But look, I'm gonna get ready to end this one on my restream. And if that's you, Devin, I love you, bro, no matter what. Just straighten up. Lads, we'll talk, bro.